The next guy I'm going to bring to the stage, I don't know how he'll do tonight, but I know he killed 3 times at SeaWorld. Eddie Trunk.
Thank you, sir.
Holy shit, what the fuck am I doing here? I didn't even know where I was going until last night. Jameson tells me a month ago about this event, just says, put it on your calendar, I'll be there, I'll help you. I called Don today to tell him about some notes that I wrote. He was supposed to help me. Once I read them to him, he said, holy shit, that's actually funnier than what I did, and hung up the phone, never heard from him since. I was a little bit worried because I'm not a comic, but I came here out of respect for the event, and of course to support my good friend, Mr. Florentine here. A little bit worried because since I'm not a comic and I don't tell jokes, you know, I was worried about being funny, but then I took a look around and I realized I got nothing to worry about here tonight. And you'll also notice that I'm really always going to direct everything towards Jim and about what I'm about to say. I would have loved to have written something about the other people on the panel, but quite honestly, as a big comedy fan, I've never heard of any of them, so I have nothing really to write, unfortunately. So, for you guys that don't know me, my name is Eddie Trunk, radio and TV host, and now known in the industry, in the world of entertainment, as the miracle worker who did what no manager or agent could do for decades: get a TV show for Jim Florentine and Don Jameson. And it was really kind of shocking to find out that they were both available with their demanding schedules to be a part of the TV show. I mean, how would they possibly get time away from the local chuckle huts to be on TV with me? But somehow they managed to do it. And it's interesting because it actually took me a few months to explain to VH1 who Jim was, and that he really, really was funny. And that somehow the endless videos of material that he gave me really were funny. Like, the guys at VH1 just didn't get that taking a dump in the upper part of a toilet was funny. It is hilarious, but they just couldn't appreciate that humor, like putting a ton of pepper on your chicken. They just didn't get that. I guess nobody's seen those DVDs, Jim. Do you have the table out front ready to sell them when this is over? Yeah, apparently you guys didn't get it either. But anyway, seriously, one of the biggest challenges was to convince the folks at VH1 that Jim was not an angry, creepy guy in real life. That was just an act. Absolutely amazing that I could sell that one. Now, as a thank you for turning him on to the gig, all I've had to be repaid with is really just a few years now of farting in close quarters, followed by that ever so creepy grunting laugh. Can you give me a little bit of that, Jim? You know? And like me, as you can see, Jim is one of the more healthy people. We share that trait. Very concerned about staying in top shape. And it's amazing how a man that could eat so healthy could produce the consistent vile stink that emanates from his asshole 24 hours a day. I ate 10 White Castles last night, and nothing coming out of my asshole today comes close to what this tofu-eating fuck can produce on a regular basis. Every one of my shirt collars is stretched out from having to do this when I'm around him. We've actually shot total TV shows where I've had to do this the whole time. It's absolutely amazing what he can produce. And this lunatic had me driving all over Los Angeles a few weeks ago. We were late for a call time because he needed to find a Jamba Juice that had a certain vitamin ingredient. Not just the regular stuff they sold. It had to have a certain vitamin ingredient. So I had to fight insane traffic, make illegal turns, and be an hour late so Jim could find ginger root for his drink. Right? Ginger root. And that caused me to miss going to Jack in the Box before we started to shoot, but I got over it. But when we see Jim on TV, and we realize his health is so important to him, you see the magic when it comes out on that TV screen. I mean, he knocks out his lines off the teleprompter so smoothly, so effortlessly. I mean, he really handles that so well. The perfect pronunciation. You realize that it really is worth it for him to be at the top of his game and get all that healthy stuff. And then, of course, you look at the fashion straight off the shelf of Hot Topic and you realize there's really something special going on here. I do have to thank Jim, though, because he did actually get me on TMZ just a couple weeks ago. This is a true story. I was excited when Jim came and grabbed me to say that TMZ was out on Sunset Boulevard and they were there to interview us while we were in Los Angeles. Little did I know that the conversation would be about his recently circumcised son and that the foreskin that was removed was still around in a jar in his refrigerator. Freezer. I want to make sure I get that right. This is the absolute truth. You see, Jim asked the doctor if he could keep the foreskin, which, as I said, to this day is in the freezer next to his health drinks in a jar filled with solution to preserve it. Apparently, negotiations are underway with some maybe right on this dais to determine which distinguished friend of Jim's will have the honor of eating the foreskin. Tom General. Tom, are you going to do this?
Come on, Tommy, Jack and Coke.
Jim was actually on the phone with his girlfriend trying to make that negotiation. So, Tom, I hope to see that day actually happen. But again, these were the proud talking moments that I got to have and discuss on camera with Jim for my debut on one of the most popular TV shows in the world, TMZ. Imagine the pride my family saw as they saw me on TMZ talking about the excess trimmings from Jim's son's penis. It was really a special moment. But it's great that Jim's now a father. I'm sure his fans can't wait for the positive impact he'll have on his act with all that really original and hilarious kid material that's bound to come. Now, I have 2 kids myself, and I can relate to how difficult it can be to have kids. After all, Jim is a guy for years that would give me shit and tell me I had no patience when I would complain about the rigors of raising children. Yet this is the same guy that a day after his kid was born was at an Ozfest show, and a week after they were born went on the road for 30 days with Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax. Nice commitment to the family there, pal. But no worries, Jim. Little Luke and your girlfriend Sam, they know exactly who Daddy is. After all, it's no coincidence. He loves the music of Kiss and UFO, craves White Castle, and has my eyes. Somebody had to take care of business while you were on the road, pal. Thank you.
Eddie, why wasn't anybody shocked when he said he had 10 White Castle hamburgers? That fucking set should have been in a package coming from Yemen. No, that was really good for not being a comic. That was fun. I mean, who the fuck am I to say that was good? Who gives a fuck? I'm never going to listen to your dumb radio show and nobody else is. I'm on the radio. Who the fuck cares? So is Levy out of his basement. On the fucking radio. Shut up. Wait your turn. Next act. The teeth, these are fucking new, 33,000. I don't have big teeth anymore, you fucking idiots. Look. Are they nice? You like them? 33,000. 2 years for you on the road.